What's up, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to a brand new post-commentary duel video. We've got Infernoid Zoodiac 60 card build versus Windwitch, Eidolon Artifact, or Invoked Windwitch Artifact, whatever you want to call it. The trio deck, playing 3 different engines. I guess mine is as well. I have decided to switch from like pure 60 card Lightsworn Infernoid to the Zoodiac Infernoid build, and I must say it is a lot of fun to play, and it's very, very good. I was kind of skeptical of playing the Zoodiac engine there to begin with until I actually, was convinced by my friend Adam to just at least try it out. And I did, and I got the cards I needed for it. Except for in this video, I am using proxies for the third rat, Zoodiac Raptier, and a Dryden, which I do have currently. I'll be uploading a deck profile for Infernoid Zoodiac. Have done very, very well with the past few locals that I've gone to. Yeah, been doing really, really well with the deck, having a lot of fun playing it, and I think that's how I'm going to continue to play it. I've already got my Dryden's, I've got the Broad Bowl, I've got the whole extra deck Zoodiac engine, and everything else I need. I just picked up a Kagetsuche, Mujente Kagetsuche to be able to play in the deck as well, because that's very, very good in here. You'll see he's going for Purg Trio with Invocation. On top of that, Indestructible Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing, honestly, the bullet times that I've ended up playing against, this deck, at least the first time I played against it, at the second locals I went to the other day, I ended up playing against 2 Windwitch Artifact Invoked. And the hardest part about playing the deck was not having to deal with cards like Purg Trio, banishing, 1 fire monster from my graveyard. The biggest issue was the Indestructible Crystal Wing, because it's the one card that cannot be cleared by Anunku, which sets up a huge, huge issue. Your only way to get rid of it is by using a Kaiju to get over top of it. You'll see here I go into Tiara to get over the Purg Trio, probably with a substantial amount of damage. It's sitting at 2,500 because it does gain 200 attack for every card that you control. I'm at 1,000 life points there. I really had no choice other than to just lose to the Crystal Wing, attacking over the Tiara, gaining the attack boost, and then going over top for extra damage. So you'll see here I opened up a Zoo combo, borrowing the MX Saber for my MX Saber Invoker for my brother. Don't own one yet. I'll probably need to buy one soon, which is unfortunate. But luckily my brother was nice enough to let me borrow his that he's had for a while. Very, very strong, very, very strong card. So right here, normally now, especially now with the Kagetsuchi, I'd go into Kagetsuchi instead of going into, per se, like a Gem Knight Pearl, because there's no other really good rank 4s that you can make right now in this situation. If I opened Lawn Mowing, I probably would go into Gem Knight Pearl. You could also go into the Emerald to, recycle the rats and any of your extra deck pieces, or you could also go into Bujinte Kagetsuchi, which I do end up doing, or which I will end up doing now that I actually have the card. But if I have a Grassic Screener, I usually go into like a Gem Knight Pearl, so I can summon out an Infernoid, without having to worry about my levels being already taken up, because it does include ranks as well. But Daigusa Emerald and Kagetsuchi are going to be 2 really, really strong cards to play, and I cannot wait to test out how Kagetsuchi works in the main deck, and I really can't wait to play it. So he goes Invocation, and I use the Decatron I have on field to negate and banish it. The summon of Alistair is okay. I'll let that go through. Banishes another fire monster in my grave. It looks like it's a Nuku to go for the Purg Trio, and on summon I'm going to have to pop that, detaching a Whiptail. My Dryden, the nice proxy out there, just a little sheet of paper that says Dryden. Didn't feel like printing them out since I'd be getting another one very soon. I actually ordered one, and then I was able to pick one up at locals for like 25 bucks. I think that's how much they are, at least when I bought it. Dryden now gaining that 200 attack boost, adding another copy of Rat. Not really going to need to use it for anything, but I'll attach another Whiptail to it. Or no, I detached Rat from the Dryden, I think. Yeah, because that was the Rat proxy that I had. Because I just didn't have a third Rat. So I was using a Thorough Blade with a little piece of paper that said Rat in it, just so I could just test out the build. And I ended up really, really liking it. Because the Infernoid plays and the Zoo plays, they work really well together. And there is Fairy Tale Snow coming down. That card is also insane in this deck. If you ever played a deck with Fairy Tale Snow, you'll just know how busted that card is. A recurable Book of Moon during either player's turn, especially once you go through a grass looks greener, put a lot of spells and traps in your graveyard, or monsters that you don't need to banish that like aren't Infernoids. Just very, very, very good. See me go into, I think I used Emerald one more time or something like that. Go into Gemnite Pearl using Fairy Tale Snow. And a rat. Right there, I probably would have gone into Kagetsuche. You know, it doesn't really matter though. He goes Artifact Sanctum into Moral Attack. Pops Trident. I chain to pop his Moral Attack. Next turn he's going to go the Magical Meltdown. Go for Alistair, and then on Alistair Summon I'm going to go for Void Feast. And Sightsamus and the Decatron. Decatron sends Anuku. Here I probably should have sent Deviati, but I don't know if I had any other Deviatis to send. I could be wrong. I think the only banished card that I have is Anuku. And also a misplay might have been to have waited a little longer to use the Void Feast until he made a bit of a different play. And what I did with the Sightsamus there is I wanted to activate it before he played Invocation, because I know you can't activate cards in response to anything that would have to deal with fusion summons while you have Meltdown on board. So I know you're thinking, oh, I couldn't have technically chained Sightsamus, but I told him, you know, hold on, let me just do this beforehand, because I don't want him to be able to make the Elysium card, which would totally blow out this entire match. So it was a smart call by me to be able to quickly, before he played Invocation, to get the Purgatrio out of his graveyard so he does not have the opportunity to make Elysium. He does Artifact Scythe me. Decatron will be summoned, sending a Tondel to the grave. It will be Book of Moon by Ragin. Very, very strong Invoked extra deck monster. And then I'll be able to summon out Sightsamus, thanks to Gemnite Pearl. Have plenty of lights on the, just enough levels on the field. But it'll be met with a Storming Mirror Force, which is something that I had been worrying about, because I had just filmed his deck profile beforehand, and I saw that he was playing 2 of those Storm Mirror Forces. And the funny thing is, the one turn I decided not to attack because I wanted to bait out his back row a little bit more, but I just couldn't get to doing that. So right there I had to attack and do it and just kind of hope for the best, but it did end up being the Mirror Force, which did hurt a lot, as you could imagine. Alistair grabbing Invocation coming down. 2 looks like Banish. I think another monster in my graveyard. He goes for Fairy Tale Snow, and I chain to Book of Moon his Alistair. And then he will not use Fairy Tale Snow. It looks like he's going to use a Scythe instead for Mechaba. And attack into the set card, which of course is Decatron. Yeah, see, the one thing I'm not sure is, like, if you go to banish Fairy Tale Snow with Invocation, I'm pretty sure you can just change what other fusion target you want, so that's what, in case why he went with the Artifact Scythe. Obviously doesn't need it on field anymore. Might as well at this point just use it for the fusion summon of Mechaba. Very, very strong Invoked fusion card, probably the strongest in the extra deck next to Elysium, but, you know, Mechaba is just much easier to get out. 2500 attack, walking Ultimate Providence. Sightsamus will be able to get over no problem using its effect in the end of battle phase to banish Magical Meltdown. Getting some board presence established here. A lot of banished cards, only 2 Infernoids in grave, Anuku and Decatron with a Trident still chilling in there. So no Zoodiac plays are going to be happening. He normals the Alistair. Alistair grabs Invocation. Invocation is activated. I banish the Mechaba in grave, just so, again, he cannot go for the Elysium play. And he banishes, I think, another Alistair in grave, and banishes my Trident to go for Mega Lancia, the 3000 attack beat stick, no effect, and can swing in for 4k. Does have an extra deck monster. I think this turn I end up drawing into, maybe that was last game. I'm trying to think of whether or not I use Void Imagination in this game as well. But I ripped the Grasslick Screener after calculating you know, the difference in our deck. I think I milled like 10 or so cards. Maybe you want to count and go back and see how many I milled. I don't know if I milled too great, because believe me, there's been plenty of times where I've milled absolutely horrendously off of Grassless Screen. Of the one game I milled for like 17 and milled all low-level Infernoids and all spell and traps. So I summon a Nuku, clear his board, swinging for 3k. I do have that Spiritual Swords or Revealing Light card in my graveyard that I could banish to stop a direct attack, but that's only a direct attack, which isn't going to be too helpful, especially if he can go for like a Crystal Wing play with just the one card Ice Bell, and there it is. I think it is. No, I think that's Ice Bell or Snow Bell, the one that searches. It's not the one that starts off the Crystal Wing combo, which is the one that I was really worried about. But he does have it in hand at this point, and I can't really get anything else going because Anuku's clogging up my field. I Kaiju over top of that so I can summon my Kaiju, and here's where I make the big mistake. I have Terratop in hand. He had 600 life points left at this point, guys. If I would have normal summoned Terratop, I could have swung in for a game with that extra 1200 damage, and now he's going to be able to go into the indestructible Crystal Wing, which in turn will be able to attack over any of my monsters, especially Anuku, and gain the attack of my monster and do enough damage, because at this point I'm very, very low on damage as well, and I have no way to negate any of his plays, and I pretty much just cost myself the game by realizing that I just could have normal summoned to attack for a game with the extra damage. But it's one of these type of things where, you know, you can look back on it and realize, you know, I should have taken that play a little slower, not have rushed it as much, because I saw the Kaiju play to go grab Gamma Seal to be able to summon Lightning Strike to get that extra push of damage. I knew he had the Windwitch play in hand, but it just slipped my mind, and it just goes to show that in those situations where you think you can have game or put a lot of pressure on, you need to think twice about what you can do. Because you might miss something important as simple as just normal summoning a Terratop to attack for a game. But this whole past week we've been meeting up to test every day, just so we're trying to get better at this game in our local area, and just trying to make a name for ourselves in this game. So I hope you guys enjoy this duel video, a lesson to be learned, and yeah, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and leave your comments down below. And as always, guys, Winner Kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.